Okay, so in this section, you will learn what is a pip value and how to calculate a pip value. So, what is a pip value? So, a pip value, in essence, is trying to answer the question, how much is one pip worth? And to find that out, right, you need to answer two questions. Number one, the lot size that you're trading, and number two, the quote currency of the currency pair. So, let me explain. Number one, the lot size. So, as you know, right, in the Forex market, there are different lot sizes. There are standard lot, mini lot, etc. So, one standard lot, right, is actually equivalent to 100,000 units, and it's worth $10 per pip. One mini lot is 10,000 units and it's worth $1 a pip. And one micro lot is a 1,000 units, which is 10 cents per pip or $0.1 a pip. And one thing to point out is 10 mini lots is actually equivalent to one standard lot. Because if you look at this, 10,000 units, you multiply by 10 is 100,000 units. So in other words, 10 mini lot is one standard lot. So needless to say, 10 micro lots is equals to one mini lot, right? 1,000 units multiplied by 10 gives you 10,000 units. So 10 micro lots is one mini lot as well. Okay, so bear this in mind. And this holds true only if your quote currency is in US dollar, like Euro dollar, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, etc. So clearly, right, what if your quote currency is not in US dollar? So this is why we need to look at the second thing, which is your quote currency. So let's say, for example, if the quote currency is in euro, then one standard lot clearly is 10 euro a pip. One mini lot is 1 euro a pip, and one micro lot is 0.1 euro per pip. Make sense? All right, so far so good. So let's have a look at an example. You trade Euro USD and buy 2.3 standard lots. How much is the value per pip? So if you just look at this, you know that 2.3 standard lot is equals to 2 standard lot and 3 mini lot. That's one way to look at it. Or you can look at it as 23 mini lot. That is the same thing. So depending how you want to look at this, let's treat it as 23 mini lot. We know one mini lot is worth $1 per pip. Okay. So clearly 23 mini lot means it's $23 per pip. And there you have it. Moving on, next example. Let's say you trade the pound against the Aussie dollar and buy 5.5 mini lots. How much is the value per pip? So again, just remember the two things I shared with you. Number one, what is the lot size traded? 5.5 mini lots. Okay, great. Next thing, what is the quote currency? Aussie dollar. Great. You know one mini lot is worth $1. 5.5 mini lots means it's $5.5. So what is the currency, the quote currency? This is Aussie dollar. So it's 5.5 Aussie dollar per pip. Okay, great. So that should be the answer. So if you look at the answer, it's 5.5. How do I know this? Because I did this slides and clearly I don't know what's the answer. So yeah, there you have it. That's the answer. So all this actually would be useful to you if, right, let's say right now your account currency is in Australian dollar. Then yeah, 5.5 Aussie dollar per pip, that would make sense. But of course, as you know, there is no guarantee that the quote currency will be the same currency as your account funding. Maybe you could fund it in US dollar. You could fund it in Singapore dollars. It could be different. So how do you actually translate this pip value into your own account currency if your own account currency is different from the quote currency? So this is where we can take things a step further and to find out the pip value in your account's currency if the currency is different from the quote currency. So again, you need a few things. Number one, the lot size. Number two is the quote currency. And number three is the exchange rate between the quote currency and your account's currency. So let me give you an example because example ease your pain. Number one, let's say you buy one standard lot of Euro USD. Your account currency is in Singapore dollars. The exchange rate between the USD and SGD is 1.3. How much is the value per pip? So let's again, right, do this simple exercise. One standard lot is 100,000 units. Rena say one standard lot is worth $10 per pip. Okay, $10 per pip. Then you realize that your account currency is different from the quote currency. So what now? So what you need to do is to convert, right, USD into SGD. As you know, right now, one USD is worth 1.3 SGD. So this means one US dollar is worth $1.30 Singapore dollar. So if I want to convert this 10 US dollars into Singapore dollars, I just take this, multiply by 1.3, and I have a figure of 13 Singapore dollars SGD. Okay, and that's the answer, right? The value per pip will be 13 Singapore dollars per pip. And there you have it, right? In case you want to know the kind of like the math breakdown is 10 USD per pip multiplied by 1.3 because it's the exchange rate between US and Singapore dollars, and you get 13 Singapore dollars per pip. Another example, shall we, to really hammer home this concept. You buy two standard lots of pound against the New Zealand dollar. Your account currency is in Canadian dollars. The exchange rate for New Zealand Canadian is 1.5. How much is the value per pip? So I'm going to give you 5 seconds to do this. No, I'm just kidding. 5 seconds is too fast. I'm going to do this together with you, and let's find this out. But kind of like pause this video and do it on your own if you wish to. If not, I'm going to walk you through how to do this step by step. So again, first thing first is the number of lots we are trading. 2 standard lots. That's equals to 20 New Zealand dollar per pip. Okay, if you do not know why it's 20, go and look back at the earlier slide so it makes sense. Your account currency is in Canadian dollar. Exchange rate between New Zealand and Canadian dollar is 1.5. So what I need to do is to find out how much is 20 New Zealand dollar worth in Canadian dollars. How much is that worth? Very simple. Just multiply by the exchange rate, this prevailing exchange rate. Of course, this is not a real number. I just came up with this. If you just look at the normal Forex website, you can find out what's the prevailing exchange rate. So $20, I multiply by 1.5. It will give me, right, how much $20, or rather 20 New Zealand dollars is worth in Canadian dollars. And the answer is 30. 30 Canadian dollars per pip. Okay, so let's have a look. Ta-da! Okay, so with that said, right, let's do a quick recap. Number one, your pip value depends on a few things: the lot size, the code currency, and finally, right, the exchange rate between the code currency and your account currency if they are different. If they are the same, then you just need the first two things and you can find out what is the pip value.